Cool. Excellent. So one of the things I do hate about wearing these headphones is it makes me look like I'm having a bad hair day. Where like the iPad, I could just put it in, but I don't know how to connect the iPad to the computer. So there it goes, guys. All right. As always, subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend. We got a great show today. It's going to be funsies. Um, my dog Boomers could show up any second because I'm babysitting. No one is here but me and my grandmother. But my grandmother, you know, she's old. She sleeps in her room all day. She might be dead right now. I don't know. What the point is, it's just me. So if you see Boomer or hear Boomer barking, I apologize. Anyways, we have a great show. Um, my guess, I mean, you've seen her everywhere: Showtime, HBO, Comedy Central. She has a new special out on YouTube, which is actually very funny. That's how I uh, became known of her. I was just cruising YouTube one day, and it said like videos you would like. You know what I mean? And Daphnique Springs came up, and it said single female. And I thought, hey, whatever, I'll watch it. And I did, and I liked it. I think part of the reason why I liked it is because as I was watching it, I could tell it was self-produced, and I could just tell it was really worked hard. That's the type of comedy I like because I feel I work hard. So I felt like when I was watching it, I saw a little of myself when I did Make It Happen. So I thought it was cool. Now, of course, the difference between Make It Happen and single female is Make It Happen only has like 7K views and it's been out for almost 4 years. Daphnique Springs, single female, has been out for maybe 6 months and it's almost up there. It's like when I looked, I think it was at 100,000 views. Um, I think I gotta look at it again just to double check, but I think it was pretty up there. It might be more. So I guess what I'm trying to say is her special is better, but it was really, really good. And I became a fan. And then I did a little research on her, and I didn't realize um, how long she's been doing comedy. And it's just one of those things where our paths have just never crossed. So I think that that's very interesting too, because it just shows you never know who you know. And so I'm a big fan of hers. And I'm very excited to talk to her. So, guys, if you're here for uh, Daphnique Springs, subscribe, rate, review. Thank you for joining us. And if you're here because you're a regular rifter, enjoy Reza Riffs with Daphnique Springs.
From Hollywood, California, welcome to Reza Riffs with your host, Keith Reza.
Hey, Daphnique.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Great.
All right. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So I became a fan of yours because I was watching stuff on the YouTube, and then it said coming up next, Daphnique Springs special, and I watched it and I loved it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason why I liked it is because just by watching it, I could tell it was like self-produced, like, which is my special was self-produced. So I kind of like have like an admiration towards that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we got to do it ourselves these days, it seemed like.
Yeah. So that was awesome. Did you film it in New York or Vegas? Because I've never been to the Vegas cellar. I don't know if that's like New York.
New York at the Village Underground.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Cool. How many shows did you end up doing, or is that a one take special that you did?
2 shows. They say you always have to do 2 shows just in case. So, even though we use a majority of it from the first show, we shot 2 shows.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. My special I only got because like I can't fill out clubs or whatever, so I
Mhm.
only got that one shot. You know what I mean?
Oh, how'd it go?
I actually like it. Like you know how like when you make your special, you're like so proud of it, and then like when you work on a second one, you're like it's not as good as the first one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm at that like at that stage where it's like I don't think my second one's gonna be as good as my first one. I don't know.
Oh, well, that's good because the first one can always be a classic. I
Yeah.
think that when most comedians that we name, we're always big fans of like the top three, the first three. And then after that, people will be like, oh, they're just making stand-up specials. Because after a while, the reason why the first couple are so special is because it's before all the success and all the fame.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe like it's just so special because you're funny and then when you get the success and the fame, you don't really need to rely on being the funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the money is comes. It's like, shoot, you're more relatable when you're just trying to get the money or you already got the millions.
Definitely. So how is that process like? How long did that take you to get your hour done? Because you know, you just filmed it like what, 6 months ago and it came out a couple months ago, right?
Yes, yes, yes. You know, the editing process. And then I shot mine right before the holidays. So, you got to give people the holidays,
Yeah, yeah.
Industry really doesn't open back up until about January something. And then you got to do everything with the whole, marketing and PR, Amy. So so that took a couple of months. But I would say that yeah, it took me how long did it take me to work on it? I mean, I moved to New York for 2 years. So but the material that I put on the special, I had been working on it. It was like a little bit of it was like prior to that. And then a lot of it was within the last year.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Would you say like the pandemic helped comics like you know what I mean? Because like that's where, with your social media presence, a lot of people found out who you were, you know what I mean?
No, I was kind of like already social media a little bit popping before the pandemic. So
Yeah.
yeah, but the pandemic took it to new levels, I
Yeah,
felt like.
that's what I meant. The novels.
Yeah, but some people started in the pandemic. I started prior to the pandemic. So it just started to like really pick up because everybody was at home on their phone. So,
Yeah.
you know, watch my content.
It's so interesting because I didn't know you've been doing comedy since 2012, 2013. And I've
No,
been
no,
doing
no. I started comedy October 2010.
2010. Holy
Yeah,
Lord.
that's when
So,
I
so,
started. Yeah. Hmm.
well, that even makes my point even more crazy because I've been doing comedy since 2005 and our paths has just never crossed. So, like, isn't that
Yeah,
amazing?
what coast do you live on?
I live in Los Angeles.
Oh, for real? I
Yeah.
lived in LA for 12 years.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying is like that's why comedy is just so unique and special because there's people I've never even heard of and like I became a huge fan of yours. Whoa, I think
Oh,
Amy wants to come in. Should we let Amy in? Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I became like a huge fan of yours and like that's what I was saying is like our paths has just never crossed. So I just thought it was kind of cool how that worked.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Did you watch the documentary?
I did not know. Is there a
Oh, so
documentary too?
like all comics in LA had watched the documentary. It was called Inside Jokes. It was about our path to get to Montreal just for laughs. It
Oh
was on
yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Oh no, I didn't watch that.
Oh, okay. I felt like a
Yeah.
lot of comics watched it.
Well, explain what the documentary is for the folks at home.
The
So,
documentary was about East Coast and West Coast. They picked a number of comedians and our journey to get to the biggest comedy festival in the world, which was Just for Laughs, and become new faces. And some of us made it, some of us didn't.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I never made Just for Laughs. I think after 2 years of trying, I kind of got over it. You
And
know?
now they bankrupt. Hopefully,
Oh,
I'm like, well, I never saw that coming. When I saw that this year in the news, I was like, yo, I didn't see that coming. So I think it's an amazing festival. And then it just had so many people outside, like in the community. Like it had street vendors, you know what I mean? Live music, everything just on the streets, people walking, people from all over. So I hope they bring it back.
yeah. Well, Canada has the best audiences, I find, because,
Mm.
I did Canada a lot because I toured with Norm Macdonald for 9 years. So, like,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, like, that
I know
was,
Norm.
yeah. So that was the home Yuck Yucks and stuff. I love those clubs because
Mm.
they're very intimate. Like they only fit like 220. You know what I mean?
That's most clubs in LA.
They're all these improvs. They're like going up to like 500, 600
You're
people.
talking about inside props outside of Los Angeles, outside in Los Angeles. They only sitting about two. That's every club in the city of Los Angeles. I don't think, except for I think the Comedy Store main room.
Yeah.
Every club is about 200.
Well, maybe because I don't do the improv Laugh Factory and store in Los Angeles. I just do the
Oh, okay. Where they're all 200.
200. That's a sweet spot for a show, I feel.
Yeah. Especially filled up energy wise.
Yeah. Have you done, and this is what a lot of people don't understand is like when you do a theater, like I find theaters very hard because the echoes of the laughs. You know what I mean? Like they could come in different directions.
I don't like I think arenas are difficult.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, like the most people I ever performed in front of was 20,000.
Oh,
Yeah, and I think that was last year. So, but I find that when you're in an arena, it's always moving parts. It's always somebody going to the bathroom, somebody just coming back from the concession stand, somebody looking for their seats. So it's always moving parts, right?
yeah.
Somebody showing somebody to their seats. Whereas like theaters, I feel like when the show is starting, people are in their seats ready to command attention. And same thing with clubs. But I noticed a lot of moving parts in arenas.
See, this is so fascinating because I didn't know you did arenas. Like the holy Lord, this is so.
I'm not selling them out myself. I've been on arena tours.
Oh yeah. Because I know you opened for Cat Williams for a while, right?
Yep, Cat. Love and Laughter tour.
Oh,
That
nice.
had singers and comedians on it. Rip Michaels produced that, and it had like the singer Monica, and a lot of people on that tour. So it was music and comedy.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do arenas again. I'm getting ready to go on tour with Martin Lawrence. So yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Was Big Wheezy on that tour? He's a buddy of mine.
Oh, Big Weezy was on the Cat Williams tour with me.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I love Wheezy. I think he's one of the sweetest guys in the world.
Yeah, he's definitely a great person. And he's like, even though his comedy has never reached like the heights of the biggest, he still's like a mentor to a lot of people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He definitely mentored me because like he like used to run these bar shows in Huntington Beach and he always used to put me up and stuff. And like for a long, like he always said, like he always toured with Cat Williams, and it was just one of those things where you're like, all right. And then when you see him tour with Cat Williams, you're like, oh my God, he was telling the truth.
And he wasn't lying. He was on tour when I was on tour back in like 2014, 15.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I like. I like guys who, even though they're successful, they're still working it and trying to bring comedy to different places.
Absolutely.
Have you ever tried running your own room, like your own show?
Yeah, I just had my own night at the Hollywood Improv.
Holy Lord. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was in a smaller room, the lab, but it was called Joke It Out. And I would have comedians go up and do comedy, stand-up comedy, and then I had a sketch team afterwards. They would act the jokes out. And then one show went left because one of the girls did the improv and she said the N-word and it went left. It went left.
My God.
The white sketch person, and when she said that, boy, the audience was not feeling that. I think she ended up crying. They had to walk her to her car. She was just like, the audience just wasn't feeling it. But it was a great show. We ran for at least a year.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Did you have
producing the show is a lot of hard work.
Oh no, totally.
Anybody that produce shows, it's so stressful. It's like I felt like as a comedian, I couldn't be even as creative as I wanted to be because it's so much going on. Like you got to worry about are the comedians showing up on time, even though you got people to help you with that stuff, but they're still in your ear. Like such that we don't see him, they're first. So now you got to try to find people, and then you got to try to do this and got to try to do that. It's always something going on. It could never be a smooth show. All these comedians will never show up on the same time. Then they fighting on which order they want to go. I don't want to go first. And then it's like, well, I can't go first. I I gotta go first. And it's just like, oh Lord, it's just the drama. By the time I got on stage, I was exhausted.
Oh no, definitely. I think
People buying tickets late is stressful because you need
oh
to
yeah.
amount of tickets. So they buy the customers buying tickets the day of outside. Then you don't know if it's gonna be packed. You don't know if it's gonna be your last show. Then you show up and then everybody right 5 minutes before the show is sold out. Then you're like, oh my God, I've been stressing because because one thing about these clubs when the ticket sales are low, they will annoy the hell out of you to be like,
100%.
you only got 5 tickets sold. It's like, yo, this happened last month. You saw that it get packed up. I'm trying my best, boy. I'm getting stressed. It's stressful. I really don't like producing shows. It's so stressful.
No, definitely. But even when you're not producing shows, if you're just headlining, like it gives you anxiety on that because now I feel like a lot of clubs just rely on the comic to promote it. You know what I mean? Like they don't really help.
I don't know what happened because back in the day, whenever you did clubs, people did the morning news, which I feel like still works. They did the morning news, they did radio, and then the clubs would plaster them outside of the club so that when people walk by, foot traffic or people driving on the freeway. Nowadays, some clubs won't even put up the things in front of the club. And then some of the clubs, they don't post your flyer until 2 days before the show.
No, 100%.
So it's like, what about all the foot traffic that you normally get? I want those people to know I'm coming. And then the way the algorithm works, it's just like, I feel like if I post I'm gonna be in LA, they gonna show it to every city outside of LA on purpose unless I pay for them to show it to LA. It's just stressful. Yeah. I don't think people understand how much pressure we be up under as artists. It's like, yo, if you really love us and you really want to support us, buy your ticket early.
No, for sure.
Within the first day that I announce it. Don't wait. Yeah. Don't BS. Don't be like I get it at the last minute because you stressing me out. Like I'm getting gray hairs just thinking about it.
No, for sure. I just, it's funny you said that because I just had a date in Dallas and I've been plugging it for like 3 months. I sold like 13 tickets, right? Ooh. So no, this was low and the room fit like 150 or whatever. And then the club said, hey, you might want to cancel because we're only at 13. I was like, well, don't you guys have like walk-up traffic? Like, I'm sure I'll make my money back from the flight. And they're like, yeah, we do, but it probably won't be worth it. So they talked me into canceling it. So I canceled it. And then like the next day, the guy called me and he said, you had 40 walk-up tickets. And I was like, I wasn't even there. You know what I mean? So I feel like, I don't know, but I know what you're saying where it's like, I feel like I got screwed in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the clubs don't have faith because you know why? Because you're competing against people who sell out tickets immediately. And some of us are just like a slow draw. Like the people will come see us, but they may just take their time. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we the type of people that they be like, well, if I don't got nothing else going on, I'll come see you. But still, I still care about those customers too. Yeah. But it's just like some people, like, certain people could just put a ticket out and it just be sold out, like Matt Rife. You know what I mean? And it's just so the clubs, when they see that, they're like, you're not working hard enough. Yeah. It's like, I done put in $1,000 just to try to sell $500 worth of tickets. Give me a chance.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like a lot of people are hating on Matt Rife right now, but he, I saw him when he was like, couldn't even get in the clubs. He actually works really hard and he's pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like that's where the success kind of sucks when you're so successful. People who are jealous of you just hate you because of the success. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, people always going to have something to say. So that's just outside noise. People going to always compare themselves. And then sometimes when I hear certain people compare themselves and you hear them over talk, you be like, yo, you low key suck. Like, do you know that you suck? Like you literally compare yourself to Matt Rife and it's like, bruh.
Yeah. I mean, even if you have the looks, if you don't have that type of talent too, it's just,
Nobody's fault you ugly. Just get out there and be like Kylie Jenner. Just go get a little filler, you'll be all right.
Well, I do apologize because I am ugly, but
No, you're not.
but no, like also, and then like the crowd work videos, I feel that also it helps Matt, but I also it does hurt stand up because now a lot of people expect to be heckled. They expect to be part of the
I
show.
find that to be true.
Really?
Yeah, because my audience don't like it.
Yeah. You've never had any experience like that where someone just goes up to heckle you?
No, not really. Most people just come to enjoy the show. And we actually do crowd work at the end of like all of our sets. We go on stage and do it together. And I just find that people just love it. They love it because you make this show about those people there, feel like they're getting a one of a kind show. So I feel that they love it, but I very rarely I get people that if they do heckle, it's because they drunk and belligerent and just not likable people.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you remember the days where like the clubs used to take the cell phones and put it in a plastic bag, right?
They
And
still do that at the cellar.
they do? Oh, that's
I
awesome.
remember that happening at any clubs. I feel like Dave Chappelle started that.
He might have. I mean, but yeah, like
Because I remember Dave Chappelle came with the little pouches and you put it in there and you had the magnetic. I would say that the cell phone lockage just came in about, would you say maybe like 2 years before the pandemic? So I'm thinking about 2018 they started locking up phones. Before that,
yeah.
I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe it was a couple years before 2018, but yeah, because
Oh, okay.
I remember, on certain shows with Norm had that. And so that's why like it's like I feel like clubs now don't really have that hey, let's take your cell phone and let's you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, how and then you started on Vine. You did Vine videos,
Yeah,
right?
a little bit back in the day, boy, it was hard.
Yeah. It was hard for like 6 seconds. How much work would you say you put in for one
Hour
video?
and a half.
Holy Lord, that's a lot.
Because it was no editing. So if you messed up, we had to start all the way back from the top. So
Yeah,
if somebody missed a cue, do you understand how fast 6 seconds is?
it's pretty fast.
Doom, 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 doom. And sometimes you got a whole bunch. So if it was one mess up, you had to start back. You had to delete it, go back. It wasn't now like if somebody messed up, you can maybe edit, or like with TikTok, you could just edit that little new clip. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because TikTok, you could have like first I'm over here and then I'm over there by the wall doing this. And then we could just, if I messed up by the wall, I could go back and just edit it by the wall. I don't have to start back from the beginning. But with Vine, you had to start all the way back from the beginning.
yeah. So how does your mind work on that? Because that is a totally different skill than stand up too. You know what I mean?
I think it just works with I make relatable content. So just whatever I think is funny in the day or whatever I think may cross my mind is always that's what's funny and like exaggerated.
Oh yeah, yeah. Man, I wish I had that skill. I'm not like give me a camera and I can make a funny video type of guy. You know what I mean?
You'd be surprised what you can do.
I can do it, but maybe I just don't want to do it because I don't think it'll be funny. I don't know. Like
Well, that's the thing. Everything don't have to be funny. Like I don't do like sometimes I see people stuff and it's like I'm crying laughing. But I never did stand up or anything. I just do me. Like,
yeah.
and then you just find your audience, you know? I think I know for a fact it's a billion people on social media. You'll find people that are, if you feel like you awkward, if you feel like you corny, if you feel like you hilarious, if you feel like you're a prankster, you're going to find that audience out there because it exists.
Oh no, definitely, yeah.
A billion people, you're going to find your tribe.
Oh yeah, I have the awkward fan base because of my autism. I have Asperger's syndrome, so like I'm very socially awkward. So like that's a lot of people go to my show are also on the spectrum and they find me great, but I don't know if normal people do. You know what I mean?
They probably do.
I thought you're gonna say they probably don't.
No, they do. That's what I'm saying. You'd be surprised. Shit. Look
So
at me. I'm low key a nerd, but people don't know it.
yeah, no, but like I said, I'm very impressed with you because you're like one of my favorite comics right now, and that's
I know that. Did Amy tell you to say this to me? I'm one of your favorite comics right now.
no, no, seriously, I actually harass Amy like 4 times a year, but just by interviewing all her clients. But what I'm saying is, like, I did actually watch her special before I wrote Amy, which is why I wrote Amy to interview you, because I was so
Oh, thank you.
impressed.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and like I said, I just think the internet is also a beautiful thing because, like I said, I've been doing comedy for, since I was 15. So
Oh
almost,
wow! So you like Dave Chappelle? He started at 15.
yeah. But I mean, I only got good like 6 years ago. So, like,
How old are you now?
I'm 36. But what I'm
Okay,
saying,
you got good. Okay, yeah, I say that's about right.
yeah, but our paths have never crossed. So when I saw your special, I was like, oh my God, what a star. You know what I mean? So, like, I
Oh,
think
thank
that
you.
that's
I'll be
cool.
outside. So
That's awesome. And then I wanted to ask you, like, how do you deal with like when you're writing on stage? Do you ever write jokes on stage, or do you just come up with a plan and then do it?
I'm the type of person that how some people you see them walking around with notebooks.
Yeah.
I write premises in my phone, and then I will talk my way through it on stage, and then keep beating it out, keep beating it out. But see, every time I go on stage, I record every single time, voice.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Yeah.
And it also helps if somebody always be like, you took a joke of mine, a premise, because I swear it's people out here. I haven't been accused of that. One time, this one girl was like, you took my joke. And I said, what you don't know is I post videos up on YouTube all the time and they're time stamped, but they're not open to the public. I said, so if you think I took your joke, I said, I will release the video and make it public for you and post it on social media, and we'll go let the people decide.
Yeah.
And she was like, she never said nothing else. So I was like, yeah. So I record everything. So if anybody ever is like, oh, you did that, chances are I've been working on that premise. I'll drop it, then I'll come back to it, then I'll drop it, and then I'll pick it back up, and then I really take it and take it into a joke. So if somebody ever says something to me, I'm like, yeah, date time.
It's on the phone. Yeah. Do you think that that's every comic's like worst fears, to being accused of stealing a joke?
That's my worst fear. Like, I don't ever want to be known for just like taking people's like stand-up jokes, but it's just like I noticed that some people that say that, they say that about everybody. And it's like half of the time when I listen to the joke, I be thinking to myself, anybody could have thought of this dumbass joke. But it's like
Yeah.
hacky. So it's just like, I was going to the grocery store. Oh, he said he was going to the grocery store. He stole my joke. Dude, I just went to the grocery store myself and I didn't know the joke at all. So it's just claiming like you just want ownership to a premise. That's what I don't like. But I did have somebody's fans accuse me of stealing their joke.
What?
Yeah, a guy who I had never heard of. Remember how you said you had never crossed paths with me?
Yeah.
Paths with me. This guy, damn, I cannot remember his name. It was like Owen or something. Like he got canceled. Like
Owen Benjamin.
yes,
Yeah.
his fans said I stole his joke. And I told his fans, I said, I've been doing this joke. And if he got a problem, he confronts me, not you. You know, I'm not listening to no rhetoric from a fan. And the only thing that was similar is that it was an abortion joke that I had. And he had a abortion joke, and we was just like, you kept the baby. And I was like, what the hell? Like the joke is not the same. It's not even like similar. It's just the topic is similar.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen Owen Benjamin in a long time, but I kind of.
He never said anything, so I'm like, maybe he get it, but
Yeah, exactly.
his fans are just hating, you know.
His fans are crazy.
Too. Yeah, a lot of it was racist too.
Yeah, but
I
yeah.
had never heard this guy's joke, and it took for one of his fans to have some private link to send me for me to actually see the joke, because the joke was nowhere on the internet.
Yeah.
Because whatever happened with his canceling, they like took a lot of stuff off the internet. And so I was like, well, how should you expect me to ever see this joke? And I had
No, definitely. Yeah.
like never, not once.
Yeah.
Not saying that he's not a great comedian or I just didn't hear of him. And it's possible that we all be in the same circle. I was walking out of my house the other day and I saw this guy with all this camera equipment in my apartment building. And I was like, hey, do you shoot content? He was like, yeah. I was like, what's your social media? And he told me his social media. And I looked at this dude had 6 million followers. I had never seen him.
Whoa.
Never seen him a day in my life, and he has 6 million followers, like on Instagram. And I'm like, yo, I'm on Instagram all day. I've never seen his content.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's his name? He's just about to have 600 million one or whatever.
Okay. I don't remember. I would have to look it up. It was kind of like, he told me his Instagram, and then I looked at his page, and then I moved on. Like,
Yeah. Do you ever get that when you tell someone you're a comic and they're like, "Oh, what's your Instagram?" and then you show them and they're like, "Oh my God, you have all these followers," and it's like, because to me, it's just like it's just a number to me. I mean, with you, I understand it's a business, but it's just a number. You know what I mean? It doesn't really.
the numbers can add into a business. So yeah.
Yeah, but I get that.
You can
But
get brand deals, you can get build more fan base. It's just it's endless, you
yeah.
get bonuses, all types of stuff. So it's really a business. So yeah, numbers, yeah. Do I look at the numbers? Hell yeah. Do I want my numbers to get bigger? Absolutely. So but I do have people that come up to me and they be like, yo, oh my God, you got all these followers, follow me back. And I look at their page and I'm like, yo, you ain't got shit on here. I don't want to follow you back. I hate those follow me back people. They almost harass you. Oh, you're not gonna follow me back. You Hollywood. No, I'm not fake. It's just that you got 3 pictures of your ugly ass kids on here. I don't want to follow these kids. I'm sick of them. The kids made the same face in all 3 photos, and it's only 3 photos on your page. What am I following? At least when you follow me, you're getting content, you're getting information, you're getting, if I get a brand deal, you're knowing about a product, you're seeing an experience. But what am I getting from following Joe Smo off the street who follows me and wants me to follow them back? I'm just like, no. I just tell people no.
But it's like you want the same experience too if you follow something. You know what I mean?
I mean, don't we follow stuff because of content nowadays?
Yeah, I mean,
people in real life personally, but if I just met you and you want me to follow you, I'm just like,
yeah. I have a rule that I don't follow anyone on Instagram, but I'll add them on Facebook because it's like, it's just a place for friends.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like seeing like pictures of like, people were saying, "Oh, I'm eating at Applebee's. This is a cheddar salad," and you're like, why'd you post that? I don't know.
You will still eat at Applebee's?
No, I don't know. I was just making a terrible joke, but you know what I mean? Like,
you look like you could work at Applebee's.
Yeah.
You look like you could be the assistant manager.
I'd be like, trying to get my comedy career back on track. Would you like a Applebee Sunday? I don't know. But no, man. And then I wanted to ask you, like, you have your own podcast too, which
yeah,
I will be honest that I have not listened to yet, but I have subscribed. It's on my list, but like I listen to so many. It is on the list. So I wanted to ask you, like, what's that experience like for you? Because I also feel podcasting. See, it's kind of like where, like, if everyone says they're a comic, I kind of take it hit or miss, because if you're good at comedy, I believe you. But podcasting, even if you're bad at podcasting, I still consider you good at podcasting, because that's something not a lot of people can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that if you can just stay consistent at podcasting, it'll probably turn up. But podcasting is like AI is making it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because like it's this one AI program that I use, and it can, if you have 2 cameras, like this is 2 camera setup, 1 camera on me, it'll actually cut back and forth on the camera for you. So up to cut to me when you're speaking, it'll cut to you, and it literally takes 47 seconds.
Wow.
And it can do the cutting back and forth, right? So you don't have just one shot and it's just never just one shot, right? It's multiple shots, like cutting back angles. So I'm like, AI is making podcasting so much easier. Yeah. And then it's another website where you can just get clips. You just drop your whole podcast and it grades the clips. It gives you like 30 clips.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. It's saving podcasting, but it's ruining movies.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You see a movie and it's like an Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator, like it's all AI. You're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, Daphnique, anything else you want to plug? You want to say anything? You got a cameo. I saw on the cameo. You got a cameo, right?
Oh, what do you mean cameo?
It's where you like people like say, hey,
Oh yeah. It's
hey.
when, like, your fans will like be like, hey, give me a shout out video. And
Yeah.
yeah.
What's
Yeah.
your most awkward cameo you ever gotten?
It's awkward when people want you to support their business, like, and I don't know your business or your product, and you just telling me what to say. I
Yeah.
really hope that you would email the people. I mean, the product. I don't know. I don't know. That's the only thing that sometimes is I just like no businesses unless you like inform me fully what I'm promoting. You know.
Yeah. I get a lot to break up with people and like that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and I like it's always on. Well, it's just like so like, people will be like, the last one they said, "Hey, I want you to break up with my boyfriend. I've been with them for 5 years," you know. And then the boyfriend doesn't know who I am, you know what I mean? Because I have a famous voice, but not a famous face, you know what I mean? So I'll be like, Amanda wants you to pack up all your stuff because she's leaving you. I'm just going to be honest with you, Mark, because me and Amanda, we're having sex behind your back at the Motel 6. And, we just need you out of the picture so we could go back to her place. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You do gotta watch dance though. You don't watch Discovery ID, all these couples.
No,
Be a victim.
no. But that's what I'm saying is like if you're booking me to break up with your significant other, I'm a comedian. I'm gonna make a joke about it.
I know that's right.
So
Hotel 6.
maybe I'll do Super 8 next time. I don't know.
Hit by spiders, bed bugs.
Yeah, that's true. But no, so what's your so the businesses like you get any like weird ones like breaking up with people like me or just
No, it's just like, nah, just like regular businesses. I can't think of any because, you can stop, you can tell them not to do that on there. So,
oh yeah.
yeah.
I don't do that because I need the money. So I just do it,
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. I like it.
Oh, this is great.
It's like, hey, what's up? It's happy anniversary, happy Mother's Day, just stuff like that.
Yeah, Mother's Day. That like the most recent one was Father's Day, and it'd be like, happy Father's Day. Make sure it's your real dad before you get this.
Hilarious.
Because you never know nowadays.
Oh, you never know. Yeah. Fake daddies out here everywhere.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know that the first DNA test, so that you can determine whether or not the child is biologically the father's, didn't even come into effect until 1988.
Oh my God, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so a lot of grandparents, a lot of granddaddies really ain't your granddaddy.
Oh my God, so they're just taking their word for it.
Yep.
Wow.
That's why they used to have that saying, "Mama's baby, daddy's maybe."
Oh my God.
My granddad, his friend told me, he said back in the day, if a woman said the baby was yours, it was just your baby. He was like, it was no DNA test. I was like, for real? And then that's when I Googled and was like, oh, 1988? Like, that was like, what year were you born? Like, that's after we were born.
Yeah, I was born in 87.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think my parents are my parents, right? Because it's out there now. I don't know. I'm just gonna take their word for it that they're my. All right. Well, where can the folks at home follow and support you? Your special single females out on YouTube. Like I said, it's fantastic. And I'm not just saying this, but like I'm a huge fan of yours. Like that was a great, funny special, and like I said, I just admired it so much because self-produced stuff that's what I'm into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So are you working on producing another one? Is that where you?
At least I need another year at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. So where can the folks at home follow and support you at?
You can always go to my website, www.imdsprings. That's DSPRINGS.com. IMD Springs on most social media or Daphnique Springs. So,
awesome.
Like, comment, follow, and subscribe.
And then book you on Cameo so you could break up with people.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
That's the new thing, breaking up with people.
I tell them it's a restraining order being written right now. Get your stuff and get out.
Well, hey, I'm glad our paths crossed through the podcast, but I hope one day our paths cross through stand up because
Yeah.
I would love to work with you one day.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm back in LA, so yeah.
okay.
Sooner than later.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me. That was great. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna listen to your podcast. I am subscribed, but I'm gonna watch your special again because I'm a huge fan of yours.
Okay. Thank you so much, Keith.
All right. Well, Air 5, and we'll see you later. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe, rate, review, and we'll see you guys next week on Reza Riffs. Yeah.